All right, so my writing's in the trough, and then everybody else is on the shelf.
Just like your sense of humor, bro. Just like your sense
Just
of
like
humor.
my sense of humor. Welcome to Under the Rug, a behind-the-scenes podcast about comedy in Web3, featuring the somewhat attractive and mostly pseudonymous staff of The Rug, where we take money seriously.
Alrighty. Welcome to Under the Rug, behind the scenes podcast about the hardest hitting headlines in Web3. Brought to you by the staff of The Rug, where we get in the cut, down behind the headlines, every jot and tittle, every laugh, joke, and pun, right here for you, discussing our comedic process here at The Rug, where we take money seriously. With us today is my co-host, Alan Bryce. What up?
Metaverse!
I'm Frank America, and I'm also here with two of our head writers, Perchy.
Hello, GM.
And Redemption Fox. Welcome, brother.
Hey, what's up? Still working on my catchphrase. I'll have one for next time.
All right, get it together. Ay caramba. Let's see.
I think that one's used. All right, that one's taken.
Sorry, that one's taken.
Yeah.
Eat my shorts.
I've heard that somewhere before. I just can't quite put my finger on it. Yeah.
So, yeah, right.
Let's just go, let's go through all of them.
Right here, direct from the lamp. We got some housekeeping. I'm going to kick it to my co-host, homie, AB. What's good in the house? De Rug. De Casa.
The Casa de Rug. Well, let's see here. Scrolling. Mirror. Articles on Mirror every week. We continue to put out articles there. Free to read. Pocket change to collect. And we will kind of, I guess, deconstruct some of those articles a little later in the show. Also on Mirror, The Rug Volume 2, Issue 3 of our throwback newspaper style NFT has dropped. And it is available to mint on Mirror. We are talking Jerome Powell making an oopsie, Kim Kardashian not commenting on an oopsie, and Ask an Anon is back. Carl is with us, so check that out, therug.mirror.xyz. Also,
it sounds like a seance. Carl is with us.
he is with us. He is back.
Continue.
Also, you can subscribe to our newsletter, number 11, our most recent dives, surface level deep into Bitcoin maxis refusing Trinity test. Oh, and I don't know if we mentioned this before, but actually our newsletter, since it's, got some Web3 integrations, you can subscribe the old-fashioned way with an email, or you can choose to subscribe with a wallet address. Just thought I'd put that out there.
Yeah, I'm glad you put that out there.
Okay.
Good talk.
Yeah. And last but not least, as seen on BanklessHQ, our collab with Bankless, where we have rugged Ryan Shot Adams twice in only a handful of weeks. But I will turn that back over to Frank and Redemption Fox to give us a little more on that.
Yeah, we'll jump into process and how that whole collab kicked off. First, I just want to also shout out one of our head designers is also in the room. Cute. Thanks for coming through.
Hi.
Sweet. So let me tee this up for you, Fox. You were kind of the impetus behind this initial collaboration with HQ. You sort of just took the fire and the chutzpah and just went after it. And you were like, I want to reach out on Twitter and sort of, where did this come from? What made you think? What was your domino process, and how have you got this whole collab going for the Rug and the Bankless HQ?
Great question to which I don't have a good answer because I don't really remember what made me so inspired as to reach out to DH. But it was just like, I know that people who have podcasts like good content that they don't have to work for. So it was like they have a need, whether they're aware of it or not. And we have a way to fit that need. And it could benefit both of us. So let's give it a shot and see if they like it. So just, reached out with a simple pitch of we'd love to give you guys a story per week for the podcast or a story per day. Let us create some free content for you. We're good. We know you guys have good taste. So, let's party up and party down.
Right.
Of the genuine surprise. Well, at least it felt like it was genuine surprise with like getting Ryan getting rugged the second time.
I don't think it was an Oscar situation. I think it was the real deal.
Is it fair for us to just like put words in other people's mouths under the vibe of the rug? So this is a rug.
No, that was a rug again?
Oh, Ryan got rugged! Yes!
Dude, I didn't even look up.
Yes! Ryan got rugged. That was a rug. Ryan got rugged so hard. I love the fact that you
This
open
is
up
so
these links and you don't
stupid.
even know.
I didn't even look. This is so dumb. Oh my god.
You 100% believed it.
That was even more than I got rugged harder than the last time.
You got rugged so hard.
Or otherwise, the best award for best actor goes to RSA.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know
that
if we'll
was
ever get
genuine.
him. Yeah,
100%.
Perchy confirmed. We have a corroborator.
I'm very good at reading people.
We'll get him again.
You and
Don't count us out,
Rugstradamus. Yeah, okay, we shouldn't count us out.
Can we explain to the listener what actually the collaboration involves and how?
Yeah,
this
let me kind of give a 10,000 foot view. So, Fox put together this great pitch, which is like, hey, here's various topics that we have funny material for. Here's an example for each of them. Here's how we delivered them. And David got back to us and was like, hey, this is great. Hit us up on Discords. We fired up a thread. And then our pitch was like, and it's an evolving process. So we're just kind of figuring out the best flow. But the gist is, we're always writing. We crank out headlines every day on Twitter. We publish an article every week on Mirror. So we sort of threw a menu of jokes over their way, and we're like, check these out. What do you think is funny? And he'll just slap a fire emoji on one or say this, but can you try another angle? And so, we look at that and grab it, throw it in our room. One of the writers grabs it. Redemption Fox has been writing a lot of them lately, but it's always been open, and will continue to be to all of our writers. And then we'll just craft it up and mint it on Mirror, send it back to them, and then they just throw it in the lineup for their weekly roll-up. And, if it fits, and I mean, I always consider every time it goes through to be just like, hey, that was cool. No major expectation, but either way, it's been fun to collab with them. Does that sort of answer that? What do you think, Redemption?
The part of the details are, we submit the headlines to them on Monday and are kind of like, here's the menu of options. And then we publish by like Wednesday afternoon, basically. So it's a tighter turnaround than we do on most of our rug things because it is actually time sensitive. But yeah, the pain point for us at the moment is there's usually a hot topic that they are on for the week, especially by the time they've done a couple of episodes and they're ready for the roll up. So what has been kind of useful recently is the past 2 weeks, he has been like, this is kind of the big topic we're on, whether it's AI or it's ETH Denver. And then we just kind of do a bunch of pitches around that theme and then fire up a quick article in the next 24 hours for it.
Right. And I actually think that it's sort of bootstrapped or sort of turbocharged our writer's room process, and even like the designs coming from you, Cute, and Deputo, and the jokes coming from all of us. The mechanism with which we can frame something and deliver, a kaleidoscope of angles of material around it our ramp time has just gone vertical because of it. So I think that we're lighter on our feet for it, and whatever comes of it, it's been a great exercise in comedic agility.
It's good to have real deadlines. It's good to have a reason to have to ship regularly, because we can we've had some deadlines, but it's more like, we'll get an article done and then it can come out next week. But having it be a little time sensitive, I think, has been a good kick in the pants for us, or at least for me personally.
Totally.
For sure. I'll second that. Yeah, I think it's definitely supercharged the room, as you said, Frank, much more eloquently.
Thanks, dude.
You're quite a poet.
Are we leaving out the best part?
What's the best part? Maybe.
We're trying to sneak in the article into the weekly roll-up that they present on Friday as a normal piece of news, and then see if it can get spotted.
Oh, right. We
didn't. I don't even think we talked about that.
We rugged the headline. Yeah. We rugged our own rug.
Yeah.
We'll fix this in post.
We'll fix this. Yeah, just edit that up. And then on Fridays, it goes out as if it's a real news article. People are DMing us like laughing emojis. Oh, I got rugged so hard, bro. I didn't know. It's actually happening, though. So that's interesting. I want to talk about that. So part of what is going on in the writer's room is, and I think also just ethically, I mean, like loose ethics, not like, all right, is this good or bad? But just like loosely ethically, like it's going out on like a legitimate news podcast and they're rugging the audience. So since that's the case, and here at the Rug, we're always trying to display reality a quarter turn from fixed, and that quarter turn is comedic and satirical, but it's still lending insight into things that are true. And so, point being, I don't think we're breaking the fourth wall of the audience trust relationship with HQ. If anything, I think that we're kind of offering insight into how it could be, what might have happened, things that, that are funny, that are, they're softly untrue. Like, so we shipped this, Gary Gensler says NFTs are a gateway token.
Hi, this is Gary Gensler, and welcome back to Office Hours. What does the SEC have to do with crypto?
When he was doing all this hullabaloo around securities and the danger of crypto, and really lumping it all on, the fallout from FTX and Sam Bankman-Fried, and sort of like collapsing any differentiation between centralized custodians and like the world of crypto, which exists, beyond Coinbase or FTX or Binance, and really taking that as like a, almost like a McCarthyian like fear campaign to drudge up, some support and get banks to stop working with centralized crypto companies, and to get, looser regulations around what a security could be considered, possibly even to the extent where people that are validators of like this decentralized blockchain could be like, maybe within the extent of this new kind of scope and leash that he wants to put on the industry. Okay, so I know that's a lot of language, but all of that to say is like, NFTs are a gateway token. So it's like, that's not true, but it's, it's a glass half darkly,
whatever
that quote is that I can't remember.
No, you got it. You got it.
Yeah,
Is that right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Glass half darkly.
Yeah, which reminds me of A Scanner Darkly, that animated movie with Keanu Reeves.
Why do you say it's an 18 speed when it only has 9 gears?
Okay, those guys told me it was 18 speeds. I just got Greeked.
What do you think happened to the missing gears?
They panicked. They got scared, and they left 9 orphan gears. They're just laying on the floor. They're probably still there on the floor of the garage.
Let's just go rescue the orphan gears, dude!
Don't you see that that's part of the plan?
Such a good movie.
Wasn't that great? Which also reminds me of the Keanu Reeves article that you wrote, Alan, which is excellent, and I almost missed it. I went back and read it.
We haven't published that yet, have we?
No, but we're going to start. At least I pitched it, and we'll see if we can find consensus to start Mirror Mondays. So we're going to also publish, just sort of to get off the idea that we're only doing reactive content around current events with HQ, because we also have a lot of great writing just in the trough, or on the shelf. So I was thinking we could start to publish twice a week. So you'd be up for not this coming Monday, but the next one.
All right. So my writing's in the trough, and then everybody else is on the shelf.
Just like your sense of humor, bro. Just like your sense
Just
of
like
humor.
my sense of humor. Yeah. Bringing it back around. Let's go get some slop
Circular.
out of the trough.
Circular.
What day do we
Circular.
have available? I don't know. Mondays? Okay. Let's go.
But yeah, maybe, and then, so Bankless HQ did this podcast, this super sort of, we'll just call it like glib perspective of like the potential like overlord control of artificial intelligence. And that was kind of the thing. We came up with this headline. Do you want to break this one down a little bit, like what the thinking was here, Redemption Fox? Because I think you tackled this one.
Yeah, so I'm trying to scroll up to make sure I get the headline right. We ended up settling on ChatGPT and Bing want an AI network state. And so, yeah, I was trying to piggyback off that big episode that Bankless had where they had a doomer on saying that, like AI was going to kill us all or whatever was the general gist. And so we wanted to have a believable version of that kind of storyline to see if we could rug Ryan on the show. And yeah, so the idea is just that the artificial intelligences that everybody is talking about kind of simultaneously had a similar idea that they should be able to be self-sovereign. And it kind of ties into Balaji's network state idea that Bankless talks about a lot, where it's like, if we are going to speed run political models to see what sort of governance works best, shouldn't AI be the ones to test that out? It's actually pretty solid logic, if you ask me. So that was me thinking behind that one.
You really nailed that the optics with the agency towards sovereignty from an artificial intelligence. I mean, it's talk about just taking it one lily pad further than it currently is. I'm going to just read a snip from the article, and this is quoting the AI. The future of politics is voluntary alignment as discovered through shared interest and enabled by the internet, Bing's AI declared. What better guinea pigs for the network state ideals than entities who were programmed to be like you humans, but just slightly more perfect in every way? And it goes on from there. But you'll have to go to the rug.mirror.xyz to collect that. They're like baseball cards, but they don't come with bubble gum. Chew them.
Just old-fashioned tobacco. That's it.
Tobacco.
Yeah.
I was hoping, like, Perch, maybe you could fire up the itinerary here and just kind of, like, scroll some of the tweets, and maybe we could do some chit-chat around one of them. I'll kick us off, which is like,
yeah, why don't you kick us off? Why don't you kick us off while I find this
UFO shot
itinerary.
Down. This itinerary. Well, all aboard, buckle your seatbelts and fasten your consciousness, because you are joining the satirical magic carpet ride. Breaking UFO shot down in metaverse. What the HE double hockey sticks is this about?
This was from when all those UFOs were getting shot down IRL. You know, there was like that week, you know, just 3 or 4 weeks ago now, where there were just like a bunch of like, we ended up finding out that they were just like random balloons that were shot down by the government, but like China flew that spy balloon.
Yeah.
That sounds so 1952 Roswell. There were hot air balloons.
Right.
Hot air balloons like 50 years later.
And yeah, so it's just how can we have a spin on that current event?
And then we got this crypto degen, one NFT from breaking even. For some reason, I'm imagining you, Perchy. I mean, we couldn't put a picture of you, but can you speak to your passion for NFTs a little bit? Because I think you,
Sure.
You saddled this headline.
I did, and let's give credit where it's due. This is an old The Onion. This came from The Onion. Gambler is just one big win away from breaking even, or something. I think it was like 97% of gamblers are just one big win away from breaking even. And it just, I loved that headline. I think it's an old one. I think it's been around for quite a while, and as a gambler myself, I'm a poker player, and I also dabble in NFTs. And let's face it, all of us are gamblers to some extent if we own some crypto. So yeah, that just this whole idea just resonates a lot with me, and so I wanted to do a spin on that, a crypto spin on that headline.
Can I just pick on the word dabble there? Because I would say you're like full on degen, and yeah, you're really down the NFT rabbit hole. And you said dabble.
Open to interpretation.
Yeah, it's all relative.
Sounds like we need an alpha channel.
Yeah.
You guys start dropping some alpha.
Yeah, we need an alpha channel.
If you want to know what Perchy's degenning into next, you're going to have to buy an NFT and get access.
Ooh.
But if you're reading this, it's too late.
I don't have a great track record with my NFT gambles.
Save that for the alpha channel.
Okay.
That's alpha right there.
Not financial advice.
Follow my calls.
Coinbase teases Carl Sagan Pale Blue Dot Memorial NFT collection.
Was this yours, Frank? I feel like this was yours.
I believe this came from another one of our amazing staff writers. This was bestdeals.eth. Yeah, he authored this one. I thought it was great. It got a lot of heat on Twitter. So Coinbase did this, which everybody knows by now.
Can I just say, this I feel is when the rug is what kind of at its strongest, is when we're just playing into whatever the big issue is on Twitter or in the crypto news cycle. And everybody like was tweeting about this Coinbase mysterious blue dot. And so it just played into that perfectly.
Yeah, and it was kind of like a throwback to like do you remember like the MailChimp monkey at one of those old Super Bowl commercials? Where they just had like a monkey dancing for like 10 seconds. Anyway, it was just very like, we're not going to tell you anything because we don't need to, because we're so cool that since we put this blue dot here for 10 seconds, everyone is going to wonder about us. And of course it worked very well. And and as a cue for us about where we're at our strongest, Perch, like reactive satirical, to the current memetics. I just love it because it's like, it looks like Sagan's blue dot, like that whole, and then they called it the Memorial NFT collection. It's just like, I'm so glad, like at least this like mini crypto rally has brought here at the Rug. We've had, prodigal sons and returned. We've had writers come back, join the fold, and are strengthening our voice.
At least until the next downturn. Is that what?
Yeah, we'll take as long as we can get them. Does someone else want to run out a couple of these headlines if anyone's looking at them? Just like, shoot them out for the audience here, and we can chop.
I like the ETH burn is in danger of eliminating all Ethereum in existence, because to me, it seems like somebody kind of outside looking in, you tell them the mechanic of the burn, and they'll just look at you and say, well, you idiots, if you keep burning it, there's going to be nothing left.
There'll be nothing left.
There'll be nothing left. Why
what do we do?
Money in here? Yeah.
That was me.
Honestly, though, all jokes aside, Cute, I think I agree with you. If we're so ultrasound, are we just going to lose all the ETH?
I'm glad that you said that, Cute, because I wasn't going to out you as the inspiration for this one.
But after that dabbling comment, I'm ready to go.
It's such a great concept, though. There's nothing left. I know it's so valuable, but we burned it all.
Why are you just burning it?
Like, I love that headline because us at our best is a lot of times responding to current events, but that is one that is like timeless and will be just as funny if we retweet it in 2 months. Like it's
right.
It feels like it's poking fun at ourselves a little bit also, and just like the whole community not taking itself too seriously, because we're all always caught up in that idea of the burn is going to make it more valuable and the flippening is coming. And so it's a nice way to satirize that.
Yeah, I echo that 100, is that while we may be like punchiest and reactive memetics, that the top shelf humor that we sometimes attain is the evergreen, the comedy that's just like, this is funny now and it's also funny 6 months from now. And that, I mean, that's the stuff, those are the jokes that I like to think of. It's just also like easier to feed the news drip monster whatever it wants. Speaking of that, like we did one of those, let's see, the Spotify musicians were too broke to afford token gated playlist. Yeah, that one was just okay. I wrote it. So
yeah, keep reading the highlight.
Keep reading the highlights. What do you like? What's your favorite on here, Cute? Can you see the menu?
I'm doing puppy stuff because we just got new puppies. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Sorry, I'm not scrolling.
No worries.
NFT puppies.
Yeah,
got it. Yep.
Wait, what was that?
What breed of puppy?
Dachshunds. 2 dachshunds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Drop some pics in the Discord. That's the kind of
channel.
album.
Let's go
for sure.
Yeah.
Puppy NFTs.
I want that early scoop on the dachshund puppies.
Yeah, a new community feature. Perchy and Cute's dog pictures. Just a channel dedicated to that. Look at these wiener dogs. Those are wiener dogs,
you
right?
Want to see Cute and Perchy's puppy? You better buy the Rug NFT, Volume 2, Issue 3.
Yeah, it could be an unlockable.
Yeah.
They have an Instagram.
Okay. Of course.
Already.
Let's drop that in the episode notes.
Definitely put the puppy Instagram on there.
I like the OpenSea airdrops IOUs to all users. I picture like the OpenSea team, like mission control 70s style, thick glasses, headsets, looking at a screen. Blur comes in, does their whole thing, and then like one looks at the other and is like, oh shit, what are we gonna do now? Then they just push the button. All right, let's airdrop IOUs because we got nothing.
I see it's like it's exactly what you painted it, but it's like blur is like one of the blips on the radar screen.
Yeah.
And it's like bloop, bloop. They're like, it's incoming. It's coming closer, sir.
What do we do?
It's definitely going to impact our bottom line. What do we do? Hit the IOU.
Like we might just want IOUs to be a runner. Like I feel like at least once a month, the concept of IOUs in the space of Web3 and crypto is going to be funny and applicable.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I second that.
SPF pays lawyer at IOUs.
Somebody thought of something we didn't think of. I guess we'll just owe you.
Right. That is a good runner. What other callbacks do we have? We got Ethan Tatenki.
Yeah, he's been hanging out a lot recently.
Gosh, I love Ethan.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just think about what he would think.
Mm-hmm. What would he
He's such a positive guy.
Yeah,
I know. He's just right there.
He might be at ETH Denver right now.
He's the tops.
Yeah.
And what other? We got Rugstradamus. What other callbacks do we use? We got Solana, which we have a one on that. Nations Brads Connors agree Solana is the future of blockchain.
I loved this one. Who wrote this one? Was this Chicago?
This is Best Deals also.
Yeah, Best Deals. He came in with some fire.
Best Deals. Yeah. I just love this headline. And I can't quite explain why I like it so much, but they're
it has nothing to
the
do
fact
with
that he's
crypto,
making it, I respect that.
Yeah, it's just shitting on people whose name is Brad or Connor, and let's be honest, that's just fun.
It's fun.
Our apologies to Brads and Connors.
I got a great friend named Connor. But
I'm gonna turn my baseball cap back around the correct way now.
Nation Brads and Connors with backwards baseball caps.
Yep.
I could just see them high-fiving and like
a jump up in the air, chest bump.
Yeah, Solana.
A hoodie with the sleeves ripped off, backwards baseball cap. Yeah.
Hot take on Solana though. Listen to that. One of those guys that does, I don't know, it's one of the top 5 NFT projects on Solana. And they moved over to Polygon, and the Bankless boys had him on, Bankless gentlemen. And he was really, the whole thing was supposed to be about bullish Polygon. And the first half of the episode of the show, which I'd recommend people check this one, was all about why Solana is awesome. And the gist of it, in a nutshell, which was just funny because the whole thing, because they're backed by Polygon, and they were promoting Polygon, and he spent the first half of the show being like, no, Solana's awesome. Here's why. Shorter attention span. People are bigger degens. It's like TikTok for NFTs. Blah blah blah. It like a third of the way through the show, DH is like, yeah, but tell me why you guys moved to Polygon.
Tell me, like, Brad, why did you move to Polygon?
Exactly, and he was totally a Brad too, like somewhat off color, like a little bit fraternity-esque remarks. Like I really enjoyed his character. And that's all I wanted to say about that story.
No, that's funny.
So I was like, yeah, maybe we should do some NFTs on Solana, guys.
I have not touched Solana at all. I don't know.
I wouldn't even know where to begin. I would
Captain
have to Google
D-Gen
Solana.
with the two puppies can probably tell us.
One of my first NFTs was on Solana, and it just shut down. They were like, we're not doing this anymore. So
that was your gateway NFT?
It was my close follow-on to my gateway NFT.
Okay. Well, that's
it was my gateway Solana NFT. And
is there a good story here? Do you care to go into it at all?
Yeah.
It's not really. It's like a bunch of nice people tried to do something cool, and then it failed.
And then it just
what was it an
face.
NFT of? Like, what was the NFT?
Aliens. It was a picture of aliens, and the idea was that they were trying to onboard people to Web3. They wanted to do a
Web3
bunch of courses
aliens.
kind of stuff, kind of like what Zeneca is doing.
Right.
So it was called Invisible College. They were the Decentralians, and they're knowledgeable people. I still follow them on Twitter and want to hear what they have to say and think the community was good. It just when the price of your coin goes down 95%, it becomes difficult to keep the lights on, and you wonder if it's a good idea at all.
You still have the NFT, right?
I do. I have 3 or 4 of them. So
cool.
That is now a write-off to 0. Well, actually, I guess I got to sell it to write it off.
Crypto museums will need relics in the future.
Right,
This NFT
that is my
flopped.
new investment thesis.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the investment thesis of last resort. Like eventually, this was such a catastrophic failure that eventually, like a museum will want this.
Right. And I did buy like at the top of Solana, you know, so like I've got either a tax write-off or I've got something beautiful for the museums. So really, I'm coming out on top.
It's a win-win.
I hear you there. I bought into a total rug as well. I mean, I guess like it sounds like yours, they gave it an honest try and then just it didn't work out. But I think actually I don't even know what happened with this one. I went back to the Discord. My sister got me into it, and it was called Dino Mafia or something along those lines. It was all like these T-Rex.
Promising.
Oh, yes.
T-Rex Mafia.
Right out of the gate. Killing it.
I'm going to buy right now just off of that.
And I think the founders stole a bunch of money or they got hacked or something. I can't remember.
One of those two.
Yeah. I don't want to say anything in case it was not how I,
Those are not mutually exclusive.
But anyway, like,
yeah.
Just watching it collapse was kind of entertaining.
It is kind of fun to watch things blow up.
Right.
I mean, the founders were operating out of the back of a restaurant, so that was kind of probably
And the Dino Mafia, one guy was like, "No, bro, dinosaurs." The other one was like, "Mafia." He's like, "Dinosaurs, Mafia." And finally, the third friend's like, "You guys, chill." Dino Mafia.
Mind blown. And then Connor was like, "Yes."
Oh yeah, Connor was totally behind.
Connor was like, "We're gonna make so much money on this here NFT."
Right. That's my bro.
bro, put down the blockchain. We're making an NFT.
Not even kidding here. I think one of the proposals for rescuing the project was just port it all to Solana. Like just export everything. Like it's in Ethereum. They're on Ethereum, but they're like, hey, what if we just like bring this all over to Solana and restart the project there?
Like a life raft.
Yeah.
The Ark. We'll just throw all of the animals in the cryogenic seeds and we'll just leave to another planet called Solana.
That's what we should do. Let's start a contract called the Ark or so. I don't know. Let's get all the land of misfit NFTs or something. Let's start collecting these and then put them all in one place.
We should just do a hostile takeover of one of these failed projects.
Right.
They've done the work of actually making the NFTs and the art. And we'll be like, that's the Rug's NFT now.
We're just going to acquire the whole thing. We'll really rug it. We'll acquire the whole thing. It'll be a hostile takeover, forced buyout. We'll have them by noon.
I'm down with this if I get to wear an eye patch and put like a hook on one of my hands.
This is a very interesting.
Mafia.
We got to play theme music while we do it. Like, all right, are your wallets loaded? Everyone's like, effed up. And then we're like, and we go in.
And I'll just be R.
I'm looking at the
NFTs.
Image of a T-Rex Mafia, and he's got an eye patch, and his name is Capitano, quote, Peppo o Quercio.
I need this in my life right now.
Capitanosaurus.
I didn't know they had names. That's
the islands of Capistrano.
Only certain ones have names.
I was going to say you invested in it and you didn't know they had names.
I invest in a lot. You'd be surprised how little research I put into the things I invest in.
This reminds me.
For the Alpha Channel.
This reminds me of the guy at the town hall in Sacramento. Just make it an NFT guy pushes Sacramento town hall attendees to breaking point. And this one is funny because you could just see someone being like, like some concerned, like mother, family. She's like, and the fluoride in the water in Sacramento is like not good for the children. And like the NFT guy's arm is just going like slightly higher, like as she keeps talking. He's like, and we need to do something about the garbage. This detritus all over the streets is not healthy. It's going into the source. It's leaking in the water. His arm's just getting a little bit higher. That she's like, I've just had it with the mayor. He's not listening to us. And all of a sudden his arm's up. And she's like, yes. He's like, just make it an NFT.
Yeah. Maybe this would have been too dark, but we should have set that in East Palestine, Ohio.
Yeah, right.
Don't forget the chemtrails. The chemtrails.
Yeah. Chemtrails. And his arm just keeps popping. But just think of every time arm goes up.
Yeah.
Just I got it.
I got it.
Guys.
Blockchain fixes this.
Yeah, exactly.
Always does.
And that ties into the headline from our most recent NFT, which was the Bitcoin fixes this man says to friend whose dog just died.
Oh, that one hits. Gosh, that one's hard. Oh, sometimes the
That headline was prompted by a friend whose dog had just died.
That's so dark and sad. It's also funny.
Do you think they'll be listening to this episode?
No. It's actually my boss and not a friend. And I guarantee she's not listening.
I use the word friend in the loosest.
Right.
True story.
Should you be at work right now?
No, she's in the UK also. So, it's like fucking 1:30 a.m. there or something. It's too late. It's too late to be on a podcast, that's for sure.
Well, if we went with this hostile NFT takeover, I think Logan Paul would back us because his new NFT collection is 100% legit this time. So that'll be good.
Yes.
Who was the guy that he fought? Like, didn't he fight
Wait, is that one of our headlines? Or CoffeeZilla called him out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's in the NFT.
And this is a sidebar, but he was part of that like Ethereum Max like rug that like Kim Kardashian was in on, and he had like that boxing fight with who's the big boxer that's into crypto?
Floyd?
Spoke at like
something Floyd?
Yeah. Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
He like spoke at Bitcoin Miami like last year and was like to a room full of Bitcoin Max. He was like,
correct me if I'm wrong, but there is a finite amount of Bitcoin.
So he just like floored everyone. Yeah. And then he was like, Ethereum is the natural thing after Bitcoin. This is at Bitcoin Miami with a room full of maxis. And he goes, you have Uber and then you have Lyft. And I was like, yes, this guy is so cool. But anyway,
check out my Pokemon card collection.
Kim K wouldn't comment on the Kevin Rose hack. This was a great piece. And I think when you dropped this Redemption Fox, you said something to the tunes of heaven help us if this future is coming. It's like earnest reporting around Instagram activities from nebulously intelligent celebrities. You want to give us the rundown on where this came from?
I don't know that was my pitch.
Oh, great. Then I have no idea who did it. So abort.
Classic rug.
Yeah. No worries. Yeah, Carl's Corner's back. Check that out in the new rug. That was a fun one. And we also did El Salvador to mint its constitution as ordinal NFT. I do think ordinals warrant a little bit of peanut chopping here. What the heck are these things? And maybe even Perchy, you could tell us the headline you pitched today, which is currently doing numbers on Twitter.
Oh, nice.
It's funny.
Yeah, the headline today was in protest of ordinals, Bitcoiners. Dang it.
Do you want the headline?
Yeah. Maybe someone who I can't remember the headline.
What's the line?
Line. That's exactly. You got it, Fox. That's exactly the right beat. Yeah. Line.
I just picture him like trying to degen into some other thing he didn't research, and then at the same time read this headline.
I shouldn't say it's doing numbers. It only has 14 likes, but it was. It's still really funny. Breaking. In protest of ordinals, Bitcoiners continue to not use Bitcoin blockchain. Great frame. What is this? What is this about to the uninitiated ear? What are we placing a lens on here?
So,
what is this whole thing?
So two jokes here, or two ways that this headline works. Is first the ordinals, which is the NFTs on Bitcoin using one of the new Bitcoin upgrades or protocols called Taproot. Allows you to mint NFTs directly onto the Bitcoin blockchain, and they're called ordinals. And that's caused a huge uproar and controversy within the Bitcoin community, where there's kind of two camps. Probably the larger, the more the purist camp doesn't like it because Bitcoin is supposed to be money, and how dare you taint our perfect blockchain with these JPEGs. And then the second half of the joke is the fact that the Bitcoin blockchain really isn't used very much at all. And actually, if you talk to hardcore Bitcoiners about it, that's, and I sort of agree with this point. Like, that's sort of the purpose of Bitcoin is you're not sending all these transactions back and forth like you are with ETH. You're not doing like lots of little activities. You're just holding your money. And so, like, how many times do you need to like take out your bag of gold and, you know, look at it or send it somewhere? Probably not very many times in your life. You just kind of keep it there, and it just sits there. So Bitcoiners continue to not use the Bitcoin blockchain to protest.
This was, I think, one of the more brilliant. You've written great stuff with us. I'm going to go. This is one of the more brilliant jokes that I've seen, that in terms of how I view humor from you, across all of the Rug's voice. And the reason I don't care that it only has 14 likes, whatever. But it's so great because this joke.
The likes are going down as we watch.
I'm going to unlike it. I think the Rug also liked it.
I'm going to unlike it, yeah.
So it's really 13 likes because the Rug liked its own joke. So
hang on, I might have liked it too.
I always go and then like it. Yeah, I liked it as well.
So that if we all go down, we could get down to like 10.
Yeah.
So that's really means only 9 people.
What were you saying before that? What were you
Don't
saying?
worry, I won't lose that thread, bro.
Sock puppets accounts that all liked it. So
oh gosh, so we're really down to like 4 likes. This joke is brilliant because the way that it made me think about Bitcoin. So this joke actually hit for me at a level that caused me to see my relationship to Bitcoin not only in a way that's like, hey, now it's fun. It's funny that I don't use the Bitcoin blockchain and I'm all about Bitcoin. So it was this like really like self-reflexive joke where I was like, that's so fascinating. Like whatever about Ethereum maxis, Bitcoin maxis, it's all crypto. Nobody wants centralized banking. Why can't we all get along? Whatever about all of that. But like Bitcoiners aren't using Bitcoin and Ethereans are transacting multiple times a day on the blockchain. And this points that out in such an astute way that I was just like, wow. And it actually made me, as someone who's lately been like a little Bitcoin top heavy, really appreciate Ethereum, like the Ethereum culture, because it's transaction forward, it's interactive, it's artistic, it's full of culture, and you know they're going to burn all their ETH until it's gone. And so I love that. This put an inverted lens on my view of crypto, and it hit me in a way that was like, wow, that's a great joke. So thank you for this one.
Thank you, Frank.
Sometimes the adoring public is wrong, you know? If only 9 or 10 people like it, like, fuck everybody listening to this, go like that tweet. It's a good joke. Okay?
This is a great joke.
You know, I sat on it and I waited to fire it out because I was dealing with these puppies. They were peeing all over the house and I was taking them in and out. And then Frank sent me a message and was like, "Oh, just fire the tweet." And I was like, "Oh shit, the tweet!" Like that was, yeah. So I think I missed the.
That was hours ago.
Yeah,
we missed the window.
Damn
Meanwhile,
puppies.
Gensler says that tickets to ETH Denver are securities pulled 50 likes in, I don't know, 12 hours. And that's like a mid-level joke.
Hovering over the retweet button. I'm about to hit that on that one. But, you know, ETH Denver's all week. That's going to do another 50.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's the difference right there. What I would argue between like a timeless joke that frames a tale of two blockchains, and I would say is loaded with evergreen hilarity, and it's ETH Denver. Let's write a securities joke about Gary Gensler.
Right.
Which one's going to do better?
Yep.
I'll take the ice cream cone. Thank you. You know. So that's all good. Also, thank you, just anybody listening, both of you. We're really appreciative. It's just awesome that you're here. I don't even know how you found us. If you're on Fountain, which would be definitely only one of you, you can throw us some Satoshis. They're also called sats to people that haven't heard of Bitcoin. And you can send them. You can send them to us on Fountain, and Fountain will pay you in sats. Satoshi was the guy that started Bitcoin. Satoshi Nakamoto began Bitcoin in 2009, right after the coattails of the financial collapse. And it was this decentralized currency that was designed to cannibalize and extract value from the pernicious lenders of the world, these IMFs and the centralized banks. They're deflating the dollar from beneath you, and said, we need a solution for digital money that can render this problem moot. And so that's where Bitcoin came from. And then they birthed this really other popular blockchain, which you all know about, called Ethereum. So that's how we got here. And if you are listening on Fountain, send us some sats, throw us a follow. We appreciate both of you. Yeah.
And Fountain is what?
Fountain is a decentralized podcast app that pulls RSS feeds. So anybody with a podcast can go to Fountain, claim their account, and get paid sats for people that stream their podcast, like ours. And I listen to podcasts on Fountain and tip sats because when I listen, they pay me in sats, and then I just circle it around and tip them to other people. So it's kind of cool.
Also, anywhere you listen to podcasts, you can find this wonderful program.
Yeah, you can find us on iTunes, bro. All right. Brad.
Thanks.
Hey, Brad.
Yeah.
You can stream us on your Apple Music, dude. All right. Anybody else want to drop in on thoughts with the newest NFT, or where you want to see the brand going, or collectibles on Mirror, general vibes, kind of like outro roundtable? Hit it. Start with you, Perchy. Closing thoughts.
Ooh.
Anything goes. Just a whatever.
I'm happy to collect our new NFT, which has almost as many collections as we got likes on that earlier tweet today. So that's great.
Almost.
Yeah, I'm always happy to see the big NFT because, for one, sometimes I work on it in the sense that I'll write like an article for it or a headline for it, but I don't actually get to see it until it comes out because that's not my department. So it's always a treat to get like that full NFT out there. And I was excited about that. Exciting in summary.
Dope. Outro thoughts. Cute. Are you with the puppies? You want to give us any thoughts?
Put the puppies on the line.
Yeah, they're here. I don't really have anything.
Sweet.
I just think we're doing a great job. That's all.
Well,
you guys with the puppies or us?
We're doing a really good job raising these
round of
puppies.
applause for everyone.
Honestly, that's heartwarming to hear. And Fox, why don't you roll next? Closing thoughts.
Sure. How many puppies? Because I'm hearing plural, and that's exciting to me. Are we talking 2, or are we talking like 4, or what do we got in terms of little hot dog dogs?
It's 2.
Yeah,
2.
we just have two weenies. 2 weens. And I dropped some puppy alpha in the podcast channel.
Thank you. And I'll be honest, I've been referring to you two as the 2 weenies, so it's kind of perfect that you guys now have
2 weenies and a dog. That's my new sitcom title.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys have puppies, and we definitely want to see their Instagram channel. And AB, my co-host, any closing thoughts or housekeeping or deep sentimental wisdom?
No, I'm not known for my deep sentimental thought. I'm just going to say, thanks everyone for hanging out with us. Feel free to interact. Hop in the Discord if you have one of those NFTs. Get verified. Come say hello. Reach out to us on Twitter. Hop in our DMs if you are admin. Tell us about your amazing project or opportunity you have for us. How we can advertise for you. What was the thing from last time? I am admin. I have excellent opportunity for you.
Yeah. We didn't do that. We didn't do that episode, which is Rug DMs.
Yeah, just keep those.
I had a really funny one that came in too. We'll have to save it.
DM us on Twitter. Slide into our DMs. Let us know what you're doing. How we can click on links. Just bring it. Yeah. So other than that, having a good time. Our collab recently with HQ has been a lot of fun. We're putting out a lot of great content. And if you're enjoying it, let us know. It's always good to hear.
That brings us to the end of this string pulled along on this Under the Rug podcast, where we aim to give you a look behind the headlines and into the funny, where we will take money seriously. Crypto is risky, guys, and comedy is riskier, but we're headed north where it's cold and we might meet Santa Claus And you'll probably need long johns and woolen socks and warm apple cider because winter is coming. So prepare for the worst. And as always, thank you for listening.
Just read Redemption Fox's comment about how he wants a little weenie.
Or two little weenies.